Hi, my name is Will Nunziata, and I'm a New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And I'm also a proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am so excited to be speaking with this amazing multi-instrumentalist who has been gigging in and around the New York City and Boston area for more than a decade. For more on Nate Lanier, you can see his bio right below this video. But in the meantime, enjoy my interview with the great Nate Lanier. Well, hello, Nate. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Good, thanks, Nate. Well, the audience has got to hear a little sneak peek of your amazing talent, and I am so excited to be speaking with you because I've heard so much about you and the fellow bandmates of my great friend, Mike Nogler. And I want to know for you, you're a multi-instrumentalist who, but you do have a focus on bass and guitar. But before we get into that, people can read more about you below this video. I want to know for Nate, when did you know that you had an interest in music?
Well, I started playing bass as my first instrument. I believe I was 11, so very young. Started playing, quickly realized that I loved it, and it became really my main focus. So that was what I did in high school. Aside from academics, of course, and jazz band and playing with different great musicians who I went to school with, and so on and so forth, and kind of building my skills through interaction with other folks who had similar interests. So I think it started at an early age and just progressed from there, really.
That's awesome. And being part of a band, I can relate to this because when in my singing days, I was born into a band with my twin brother Anthony. But being a part of a band is it takes an interesting person to love the idea of the power of the collective. Was there a moment in your younger years or as you went into the professional field that you realized you loved the collaboration of the collective?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I started playing, you start playing in your bedroom by yourself, trying to learn how to, to be able to hang with other musicians. But then when I was in middle school, I was playing with my older brother's band, who were all in high school. So I guess I started early, sort of collaborating with other musicians, and quickly realized, that there's a huge difference between, jamming with records in your bedroom versus actually getting out and playing with other people in real life. So really in middle school, I started to realize that it was something that I loved, and that there was a huge difference when you're actually collaborating and creating with other people, and sort of, connecting with them and vibing off of what they're putting out, both musically and in terms of their personality. So I think that started really early as well.
Well, I love the vibe of the band that you've been a part of for many years. I know it's gone through many iterations, but it's now Butterchild. And I was very fortunate pre-pandemic a few years ago to see you guys in action in Boston.
Oh,
I
great.
just I just love the soul funk vibe of it. You guys are just so authentic, and the way that you vibe off of one another, it just makes me think, Nate, an artist like you who is so freaking talented and a part of a band who should be known by millions, what an opportunity you guys as a collective, but also you as an individual, Nate, are going to be able to now through the FENIX app to connect with other artists and potential collaborators, not only in the US, but in the East and overseas. I'm wondering for you, I mean, not only now being in the time we're in where connection is needed now more than ever, but for you as an artist, what an app like FENIX, the potential for you, what does that mean to you to be a part of it?
Yeah, well, I think that one of the big challenges faced by gigging musicians or bands who are trying to sort of gain some momentum is connecting with people. It's essential. I mean, if you're just playing, in your rehearsal space, it's hard to really gain traction and momentum. So any way that you can sort of get your name out there and get your music into the ears of the greatest number of people possible is a huge, invaluable benefit for musicians, and also for music enthusiasts. So I mean, that's definitely the audience side, I suppose you could say, but also being able to connect with other bands that have sort of similar interests, or have sort of similar concepts of where they want to go in the long run is really, it can be hard to find and a massive benefit when it works out. Just for example, there's a small handful of bands that we've really made a connection with and just have a history now of collaborating with and gigging with. And, they have sort of like a home base audience, and we have sort of a home base audience in Boston. And so you can have this mutually beneficial situation where we bring them to our audience, they bring us to their audience, and we can sort of both grow together. So, it's really invaluable to be able to make those connections.
Absolutely. And sorry, I almost interrupted you there, but I was getting so excited because the way that you just described that, it's kind of like what FENIX is doing. They're taking people's already known fan bases in the West and in the East, and the opportunities now to crisscross them, to not only have the Eastern people get to know the Western fans and vice versa for the Western bands in the Eastern, but that they can all live as one, because as we know, as artists, great music is transcendent in a universal language. And, I think about the vibe and the sound of the music that you're a part of. I can only imagine the hunger in the East and overseas for that, and then vice versa. And, I know I could speak with you for hours about this, Nate, but I want to leave with this. For you coming on board FENIX as, one of its first major artists in the West, I'm curious for you, not only in terms of the connection, but, FENIX's mission statement really also being the fact that artists deserve to be thought of first when it comes to money in their pocket. Well, what does that mean for you, especially as an independent artist?
Yeah, sure. I think that, one of the big problems that artists and more generally and musicians in particular face is being able to monetize, this skill that they've been crafting oftentimes since they were very young. So being able to support themselves and pay rent and, keep the lights on and all that kind of stuff while simultaneously doing what they love to do is, it's really a dream, I suppose you could say. That's really the ultimate goal.
It really is. And, I know it's a new concept, groundbreaking and revolutionary, but you would think that, people would have thought about this earlier. But, I have to say the CEOs and founders of FENIX, with whom I've become very good friends with, this is their bliss. This is their legacy. And this is the mission statement and North Star of FENIX. So I am so thrilled that you're on board. And, I'm just so excited to see your star continue to rise, my friend. And it was really great to meet and talk with you today.
Thank you so much. It was really my pleasure.
Thanks, Nate.
In the digital age, artists and bands struggle to make a living. In fact, only a small number of artists can live off their craft. For the 98% of artists that don't have the luxury of being signed to a label, it's tough. But artists deserve to live off their art. Wherever you are around the world, appreciation of music does not change. FENIX brings bands and their fans together, whilst allowing bands to properly monetize their passion. The FENIX app will directly connect bands and fans with no need for middlemen. We're utilizing the blockchain to give the power back to the artist once and for all. Join FENIX, join the change.